You're wondering, do your words matter? But they do. Every word that comes out of your mouth, powerful, it's prolific, and it's prophetic. You were made for this. You were made for greatness. You were made to do great and mighty things in this earth. These challenging situations and circumstances that are happening in our life, they're actually making us better. They're actually helping us to become the person that we desire to be. Welcome to the Finally Healed podcast, where we prioritize mental health, self-care, and embracing our healing journey together. I am your host, Jessica Lundy, and I am so excited that you are here. Today, I am going to be fully embracing my inner cheerleader. I am here to motivate you. I am here to encourage you. And most importantly, I want you to know that you were made for this, that you were made for greatness, that you were made to do great and mighty things in this earth. I know that life can be so challenging sometimes and things don't always go the way we expect. However, I know that with hard work, with dedication, with focus, you can achieve absolutely everything you put your mind to. So when those challenging things come in your way, I want in real time, no matter where you're at, if you're in your car or you're at home watching this, I want you to say on the count of 3, I was made for this. And when you say it, I don't want you to just say it as a cute little whisper. I want you to say it like you believe it on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Say, I was made for this. Yes, you were made for greatness. And I am so incredibly proud of you. As you look over this year, there might be some things that were challenging. There might be some things that were a little bit unexpected, but you continue to show up and show out. I believe that God made you so perfect and so wonderful and so magnificent that no matter what comes your way, if you declare and decree that over yourself, you will begin to believe it. Let me tell you about the time that I had to say that exact phrase to myself. See, ever since I was a little kid, I have always had what they call the gift of gab, meaning I probably talk a little bit too much, but hey, look at me now. And because of those experiences, I've always knew that I was going to utilize my voice when it came to my career. I knew that I was going to be on TV, which I did. I was a trade show presenter for a long time for a major automotive company. I am a professional speaker. I've spoken all over the world. But I did not know what I was truly made to use my voice for was to speak to my daughter. See, my daughter was born 4 months early. She was literally 1 pound. You could fit her in the little palm of your hand if they would have actually let me hold her. She was in an incubator in the hospital for 285 days. And when I tell you, when I was looking at this baby, that is when I realized that I was made to use my voice to infuse life into this child. Yes, I was able to bless so many audiences watching me at home on their TV or audiences seeing me speak in person. But truly in that moment, as a new mother, I realized that my new purpose in life was to speak life to this baby girl every day. Every day I would say, baby Abigail, you are special. Baby Abigail, you are wonderful. Baby girl, you were created to do great and mighty things in this earth. Now, I imagine if you haven't already had a similar experience where you are speaking life to either a family member or a friend, or maybe even encouraging yourself, you were made for those moments. Now, I know when life feels challenging and it feels hard and sometimes it feels frustrating, you're wondering, do your words matter? But they do. Every word that comes out of your mouth is powerful, it's prolific, and it's prophetic. So I want you to be so conscious with all of the words that are coming out of your mouth. I want you to be so intentional when your friends reach out to you, because I imagine you're the type of woman that everybody calls you when they're going through something. And so when your friends reach out, when your family reaches out to you, I want you to see that as an honor. because they're calling and they're reaching out to you because you were made for that assignment. See, sometimes we don't see the people closest to us as an assignment, but they are. They could have called anybody on their phone, but they chose to call you. So I want you to see that posture as an honor to be able to build up and encourage and support your family. So as you're going through some of the hardest challenges in your life, I want to encourage you to believe bigger, to believe bolder, to believe braver about yourself and about your circumstances. See, sometimes when we're in these hard, challenging situations, we forget that we're actually being fortified in the fire, meaning these challenging situations and circumstances that are happening in our life, they're actually making us better. They're actually helping us to become the person that we desire to be. But sometimes we don't see that whole big picture. And so I want you to focus on that. I also, as you're going through these different challenging situations in your life, I want you to ask yourself a specific question. What am I supposed to learn from this experience? Because sometimes when you're looking directly at your situation, you're so focused on what is right in front of you, you forget that there's such a bigger picture. And so I want you to kind of change that lens and change that focus, because I believe in every situation and circumstance we have going on, that there is a lesson in that story. So when I say that you are called to motivate and inspire your friends and your family and those closest to you, can I be honest? Being the unique, phenomenal version of yourself, it doesn't always come without contradictions, meaning there can be a part of your life that is hard and it is challenging in one area, but in another area, you might be killing it. Meaning you could have success in one area and you could be struggling in another. And I think that is the reason that sometimes we struggle with our belief. Meaning if everything in our life doesn't feel whole, doesn't feel perfect, doesn't feel curated, sometimes that can affect the way you believe about everything in your life. And so I want to encourage you, everything doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to do anything more to validate the type of support and encouragement that you desire to give to the people closest to you. So now that you are on this journey to believe bigger, to believe bolder, and to believe braver, I am so excited to let you know that I created a free resource specifically for you called the Believe Blueprint. I am walking you through my process that not only have I used, I've even mentioned it on my TEDx stage, because I truly believe in the power of belief. And there is a specific strategy that no matter where you are at in your life, it can shift your mindset to believe at the level you have to believe at to truly live the life you desire. So check out the show notes where we will have a link so that you can get your copy. I want you to start utilizing this into your daily activities so that you can believe bigger. I want to remind you that you don't have to do this alone. I know sometimes when you're supporting and encouraging everyone around you, that can feel a little bit isolating. But I want to let you know that this is why I believe in the power of community. I believe in sisterhood, because as you are supporting other people, we're here for you. We want to support you and encourage you as well. So we have come to our healing moment. This is the time where we have an action item, a little bit of homework that you have to work on. And your homework for this is to ask yourself, I want you to journal and ask yourself, what was I supposed to learn through this experience? What would I need to do to become the woman that I desire to be? Now, I'm not talking about on a physical perspective. I'm talking about that inner work. See, there's always an inner work that has to take place every time we're going through challenging situations so that you can truly be the person that you were created to be. I just want to say I'm proud of you. I know this hasn't been the easiest year. I know that things have been a little bit different than you expected, but I want to hold your hand and remind you that you were made for this. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Finally Healed podcast with Jessica Lundy. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend and subscribe. Follow me on all social media platforms at Jessica Lundy TV and at Finally Healed Pod. Remember, you've got this.